Alright, hello everybody, my name is Lemon, Lemon. I'm your coach of the Sacramento Surge, and today we've got week 4 of the IPA. This week we're up against Coach Yufnik and the West Michigan Whiscash. This is a post-com because either I or my recording software messed up. Before we go into the team, you're going to see on the My Team section of the document here, I've made changes. I dropped Mega Aggron for Mega Aerodactyl. I dropped Gligar for Savali. I dropped Espeon for Bronzong. And I dropped Miltank for Kangaskhan. So I don't want to get into those too much. Those are just changes that we're going to be using pretty much the rest of the season. This week, though, my opponent, Yufnik, has an incredibly good team. Very, very good team. He has Necrozma, Gengar, Male Indeedee, Whimsicott, Steelix, Rotom Fan, Mega Charizard X, Hawlucha, Cloyster, Scrafty, and Lycanroc. So, obvious things that come to mind here are the Indeedee blocking Prankster moves from Grimmsnarl, as well as setting up Psychic Terrain for Hawlucha to set up a Psychic Seed and get that Unburden boost. Mega Charizard, big threat just in itself, massive threat. Steelix, very, he's going to bring it because my team does not deal with fighting ground steel stab very well, which is also a reason for Gengar to come because my team does not deal with ghost poison stab very well. I think that everything on his team is probable to come except for the Rotom Fan. I don't really see Rotom doing much this game at all. Whimsicott could come if he tries not to bring Terrain, which I wouldn't be too surprised about. I could see him bringing Tailwind. Cloyster, I have to prep for that thing or else I instantly lose in the middle to end game. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna say the 6 I expected him to bring before the battle started was Necrozma, Charizard, Hawlucha, Lycanroc, Steelix, and Indeedee. We're going to go on to the team. And I didn't realize this had done this. Ugh. Alright. Leading off, we've got our new Mega Aerodactyl. Adamant Nature, 124 defense, and 132 speed. This naturally outspeeds the fastest thing on his team, which is not Unburden Hawlucha, which is really important. We're running Dual Wing Beat, Stone Edge, Earthquake, and Hone Claws. Hone Claws boosting the accuracy of Dual Wing Beat and Stone Edge. I felt like it was more important to be getting the accuracy boost than it was to get the speed boost from Dragon Dance. Dual Wing Beat does guaranteed kill Hawlucha. Stone Edge does a lot of damage to most of his team, and I originally had Roost on this, but I had a feeling that he was going to have Steelix there for Zeraora, so I wanted to have a move to hit that at least a little bit. And then we've got Aries, the Grimmsnarl. No rhyme or reason to these EVs again. Darkest Lair, Spirit Break, Thunder Wave, and Taunt. Taunt is there to keep Whimsicott from doing any Tailwind shenanigans. It's there to prevent any rock setters or anything. I can also use it to keep Hawlucha from using Taunt and keeping Bronzong from using Trigger Him. But the Darkest Lariat is there because I think Nick has ran a Iron Defense Necrozma 2 out of the 3 weeks before this game. So I wanted to be prepared for the possibility of that. And we have Spirit Break just to lower special attack, and because after week 2, I'm never using Play Rough again. Then we've got Jupiter, the Zeraora, 56 speed EVs with a naive nature, boosting speed and lowering special defense. We're running max attack 200 HP, or 200 special attack. Play Rough, Plasma Fist, Volt Switch knockoff. This thing was originally meant to be a special attacking set with Thunderbolt instead of Plasma Fist, but I switched it to Plasma Fist last minute because I didn't see a reason to run Thunderbolt over it. Play Rough is there in case of Scrafty. Plasma Fist kills Halucha. Volt Switch also probably kills Halucha. Volt Switch is a guaranteed KO on Cloister, which is what the Scarf is there for. Scarf allows me to outspeed a +2 Jolly, +2 Jolly Cloister. And knockoff is there in case he brings his Ghost. Or actually, it's there for Gengar and for Indeedee. Next up in Neptune, the Clawitzer with the Life Orb item. We're running Max Modest, Max HP, 4 in defense. Dark Pulse, Dragon Pulse, or Sphere and Ice Beam. If this thing clicks the right move, something dies. Just every turn. He doesn't have very good switch-ins to this thing. Dark Pulse does a minimum of 87% to Necrozma. It kills Indeedee, Ice Beam kills Whimsicott, Aura Sphere kills Lycanroc and the Steelix. Dragon Pulse is a guaranteed kill on Charizard. Like if I click the right move, something dies. The only thing that doesn't want to take the only thing that can take a super effective hit is Scrafty. If he's like max HP, max special defense, AV, but it's still pretty close to being a KO. Then we've got Minerva, the Bronzong, with the leftovers in Heat Proof, Body Press, Trick Room, Gyro Ball, and Toxic. I was pretty stuck between Toxic and Iron Defense for a little while there, but I decided on Toxic in case I need to deal with Necrozma. Body Press, just because we are running max defense, and it does generally hurt his team pretty well. Trick Room is there to make it so that my team, which is generally kind of slow, besides Aerodactyl and Zeraora, make these Pokemon go faster, make them go first. And Gyro Ball is because this is one of the slowest Pokemon in the field. The only thing beating it in slowness is Steelix. Yeah. Our intention with this set is to be able to take a Flare Blitz from Charizard and set Trick Room. I didn't see as much need of a Levitate as Heat Proof because, most people don't click Earthquake in front of a Bronzong just because it usually does carry the Levitate. So I feel like that's enough pressure. That's pretty much it for that. Next we got Diana Savali. There wasn't a whole lot of rhyme or reason to this set. I just wanted it to be able to take physical hits really well. We're running Savali Ground as a way to hit the Gengar and Charizard super effectively. It does kill Lycanroc 100% of the time, and it resists Gengar's stab poison moves. We're running Parting Shot, Defog, Tailwind, and Multi-Attack. Multi-Attack there just for a 120 base power ground move. Tailwind is there to basically be the other side of the spectrum, seeing as we are running Trick Room, but we are also running Tailwind. So if I can get a Tailwind up, then I can go probably just sack this thing off, actually, or go Parting Shot into either Zeraora or Aerodactyl to deal with the Halucha, and that could be really good. Running Defog in case I need to be dealing with rocks, because if I let something like Aerodactyl get worn down a whole lot, then I'm going to be in a much tougher spot, especially since I'm not carrying Roost. That's pretty much it for that. Alright, so we're going to go into the battle now, and so you can see that my opponent did bring most of what I initially expected. I wasn't fully expecting the Whimsicott, but I wasn't really surprised to see it. So the leads I was thinking of the most here were Zero Aura and Clawitzer. Because I had a feeling it was either going to lead with Steelix or Whimsicott, and Zero Aura would have been better for Whimsicott, but Clawitzer would have been better for Steelix. And I decided that I go with I decided to go with Clawitzer because I felt like it was the most pressuring, as um, he leads with Steelix. So I go for an Ice Beam, expecting him to go Whimsicott because I really felt like Steelix. I felt like he needed Steelix to stay around for Zero Aura, because if he let it go down, then he's losing his really only good Zero Aura answer. So I go for an Ice Beam. I break it sturdy, do about 41%, and he goes for Rocks, which isn't that big of a deal. Um, I go for Ice Beam again, really thinking he was going to switch out, and he didn't. He goes for Heavy Slam, which made me think that he just didn't have Earthquake. But he goes down. We lose about 47% of our HP for one kill, which is not super ideal since we are bringing our Wish Healer and Kangaskhan this week. Um, but it's fine. So he goes Whimsicott. I know it's faster. I know if it's just mildly offensive, I can't live a hit. So I switch out into my best tank for its dual stab, Bronzong. I take the rocks. He goes for Giga Drain, and he reveals that he is Life Orb, which I actually missed. I didn't notice that it was Life Orb in the battle. Um, we got our leftovers recovery, and he's going to be pressured from Gyro Ball, so I went for Toxic just because anything on his team getting that poison off would be great. So, like I said earlier, we were running Heat Proof for Charizard specifically. Um, so I know that this is a good opportunity for me to go for Trick Room. He Mega Evolves and goes straight for the Flare Blitz, and he burns me, which is unfortunate because I would have liked to have a little bit of extra damage on this next turn that I most definitely did not misclick. Um, yeah, I didn't mean to click at all, actually. I was running my mouse over to see the like percentages, and I accidentally clicked. Uh, so we got a tiny bit of chip, which does not matter in the slightest, and we lose Bronzong, which made me very discouraged about that Halucha. Um, but if he didn't have Indeedee, the late game for Halucha would be a lot easier for me because it would probably be a white herb set instead of uh, the Psychic Seed. So Minerva goes down, setting up Trick Room for Clawitzer, who is guaranteed to kill something here. Absolutely guaranteed. We take the Life Orb, we kill that, and I'm looking at the calc, and I'm calcing for Life Orb, Adamant, Lycanroc, and I'm seeing that it does not kill. It cannot kill. So I go, okay, cool. I'm just gonna go for Aura Sphere, and I kill something here. I know he's gonna go for Excel Rock, but I have no reason not to stay in. And then he kills, and I did the calcs in the middle of the battle. It's because he's banned. He's banded Lycanroc. So I go into my Savali Ground. And as this is the last turn of Trick Room, I actually go for Tailwind as he switches out into Whimsicott. Um, so I felt like that was a pretty good play. And he reveals that he's Encore. So, very, honestly, pretty annoying uh, move for us to be dealing with. Um, but it's fine. So he locks us into Tailwind, which is very difficult. It's a very difficult move to be locked into like that, especially since once it's over, you can just go and do it again. So I switch out because I have no reason to stay in. I go Grimmsnarl so that he can't go for any encore things on me. I take the rocks, and he goes for Moonblast, and it just barely doesn't kill. So here I'm thinking, okay, Grimmsnarl is going to go down. He can't go for any targeting status moves, uh, or else they will fail. Um, So I decided to go for a taunt because I am worried about this thing having stun spore, because my plan here is to go into Aerodactyl because he doesn't have very good switches to Aerodactyl at this point. So I taunt, keeping it from going for any possible stun spores. I go Aerodactyl, and I think I went for Stone Edge because I knew it would kill. Yeah, because he had very few Stone Edge switch-ins. He goes Hawlucha, and I just clicked Dual Wing Beat because I had no reason not to. He dies. Then he goes Lycanroc, and I did the calc here. It was an 18.8% chance for this to kill. So it was going to be a very high roll in my favor. And then I would be in an incredible position, probably going to be a 2-0 win at that point because I was pretty sure the Cloyster was going to be carrying Ice Shard. He goes for Excel Rock and he gets the damage roll, which was unfortunate. We go Volley Ground, and as I know he's choice locked, I intentionally go for Parting Shot because he's gonna have to switch. And I actually had this Silvally plan to outspeed Max Jolly Cloyster and go for Parting Shot to consume its White Herb and make it easier for and make it possible for Zeraora to one-shot it with Plasma Fist if that was the better situation. So I go for the Parting Shot, and his White Herb is not consumed because he doesn't have White Herb. So I just go for Plasma Fist, forgetting the fact that Volt Switch was the way better play here. He goes for Icicle Spear, and it does a good amount. It makes sense that he just didn't go for Shell Smash, and he just goes for the extra damage. And what I really should have done this next turn is just gone straight to Savali, but I just didn't want to risk anything. So we pick up a 1-0 win. GG to Yufnik. I think we're now 2-2 with a -1 differential. We could have made that 2-2 +2, or 2-2 even with an even 0 differential, which I would have liked way more because we are approaching the end of the season with only 3 more weeks left. So we're in the playoff race. We are just barely outside of playoffs as of right now. We are in 8th place and only the top 7 coaches go. So we're hoping we can pull back some serious wins here because, man, week 2 and week 3 really hit hard. They were both 4-0s, and they were both to some really bad RNG, which is super annoying. So we're hoping this time around we're going to make further than quarterfinals. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to see you all in week 5.